see my face when you first sign in. But then I couldn't find my phone stand. It's always something. I swear, it is always something. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. I don't know who's here. I'm thinking maybe it's Abraham since I told him. He's the only one I told I was going live. Today, I want to show you how to make a really cute little project that will hold an ink pen and a pad of Post-it notes and a little calendar. And the calendar I printed and I just cut the pieces out myself. And so this is what it looks like when it's flat. So you could actually mail this to someone, but then when you put it like this, it's a stand-up and you have a hole right there to put your pen in, and the weight of all of this is pushed up against the Post-it note so it will stand up. So I actually have measurements and everything ready, so I'm just going to show you how you can make this. First of all, you need a piece of heavy-duty cardstock that is cut 4 1/4 by 11 inches. 4 1/4 by 11 inches. We're going to score it at 5 1/2. Get your little scoring tool out because you're going to need to make multiple scores on this one. Okay, so my 5 1/2 is over here at the far side. I'm going to zoom up a little, I think. Whoa, that was a lot of zoom up. Okay, and then we're going to score at 1 3/4 inches. And I put little black mark here because I was going to make a couple of these and I didn't want you to have to look at my head every time I've been over to see my score marks. Okay, so there we go. We have this piece that's a little too long because I think I told you before this cardstock from Hobby Lobby. It's just a tiny bit too long and I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Sorry about the dinging. I forgot to turn off my sounds. Okay, and then we need 3 different strips of cardstock in different colors here. And I measured these out, and I've got one that's 1 7/8 inch. Oh, I have 2 that are 1 7/8 inch, and one is 1 3/4 of an inch. Hey, Abraham. And these are both 4 1/8 inch wide. So kind of go along here. Fit these on wherever you want them to be. Apparently those are not the small ones that I cut. So let's trim those up again. So we need 2 that are 1 7/8 inch. So on your trimmer, you're just going to go to that first mark that is less than 2. So that appears to be the right size. Okay. And I think my red one was the one that was 1 3/4. Yeah, that one's definitely too big. All right, and let's check the size of the blue one because it looked like it was a little too big also. Okay, so the blue one should be good. And for this first one, I used these chipboard embellishments. Get them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever. They are thick and they're just really colorful, really nice. So for that one, I did that. But this one, I want to use Sesame Street. So I have all of these different options of what I would like to use. So it can't be taller than my card. So Big Bird, he would fit. Big Bird is okay. I like Big Bird. I like the yellow. I like the black. I think it's really close. Hey, K-Rad. Nice to see you. We're going to make this cute holder that flips up and will stand on your desk. It holds a pen, and then it has a calendar and a notepad. And I'm going to put up a PDF file on my community page where you can print this page of the little calendar sheets, and then you just cut them out if you want to make something like this project. So, first pages. Okay, I think the blue's going to fit nicely here. We'll get the red there. This green one is still too big. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it down again. I'm sticking with the primary colors because of Sesame Street. I just want it to be fun. And then we can see how nice Big Bird looks against that background. Okay, so to glue these down, use our liquid glue. Excellent, I'm glad. Yeah, and Big Bird is just, he just stands out so nicely against this black, and then with all the fun primary colors. And you don't have to include a calendar with this. Just at this time of year, when I'm giving gifts, I kind of like them to be something practical as well as fun. So if you put a little calendar on there, it gives people the urgency to actually use it. When you hand make gifts for people, you will often find out that they never use them. They don't give them away. I know Abraham is like I, and he makes cards and gives to other people. The problem is people think they're so pretty that they don't give them away. They just hoard them. So by putting a calendar in something, I feel like it kind of encourages people to use it more quickly. I guess I should have trimmed that one too. But if all else fails, we got scissors. Oh, and we lost our lights. Okay, so because Big Bird is going to stand up on this card, we have to make sure that the only parts that are glued down are the parts that are on the green. And we want this to be a really strong hold, so I'm going to use some of this white liner tape. It's really nice tape. You just tear it with your fingers. You don't have to get out scissors. And it is super strong. It's another great Temu purchase for me because it's very inexpensive. Things like adhesives, I don't care. I don't care where I buy them. As long as they stick, and they don't turn yellow. You have to watch out for some adhesives that yellow over time. All right, and then you just peel off the protective liners. And if everyone would hit the like button while they're here, even if you don't like it, just do it anyway because that's nice. I hear that helps. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Big Bird is going to go here. Only adhesive on the back of his legs so that he will stand up. Just like that. So cute. Okay, and we have some other little Sesame Street characters here. Little buttons and things that we could add up here. So maybe we'll add one of these, like, who is Big Bird thinking about? Which one of his friends is on his mind today? Oh, yes. Thank you, Abraham. Double tap. It's a vertical stream. All right. I think that Big Bird is probably thinking about his friend Oscar the Grouch today, because his friend Oscar the Grouch probably needs some love today. Out there being grouchy, crabby. So we're going to put him on here. It's just going to add a little more color, and it's nicer to look at when it is, oh yeah, Abby Cadabby. She's so cute. I don't know this one. Is this one Zoe? I can't remember. My son loved Sesame Street, but only the classic characters. He never got into liking the other characters. So he will like this, because there's Oscar. All right, we're just going to put Oscar over there. So he's going to look kind of fun. We're also going to have a place for our ink pen. So we need to punch a hole. And I have a hole punch, a small one. Here it is. Okay, get your hole punch. Figure out where you want this to be. So we're just going to go right about there. Pop that thing out. Now, how we get this to stay is we're going to take our notepad. I don't know if, yeah, I think blue is an okay color for this one. And we are going to put it down here at the bottom. Leave a little bit of a border at the bottom and then equal borders on the right sides. So that when you fold this, it's going to look like this. So you have this standing up on your desk. And you put your pen in. And it's really cute. And then I have a pad of my calendar pages. And I'm just going to take some of this sticky adhesive. And I'm going to put on the last page of my calendar page. And I'm going to put a couple of lines of it down low because it is going to stick up. So I don't want it too high because then the card wouldn't fold. We got to keep that in mind when we're making things, that how they're going to fold when they're in the envelope and when they're being used as our project. Okay, so we've got that. The Post-it note did not stick very well. So I'm gonna put some of this on it too, because we want our project to stay together. Thanks, Abraham. I really enjoy making the 3D projects. I mean, I love to make cards. I make hundreds of those, but 3D projects are fun. All right, so there we go. So we have Big Bird, pen, Post-it note, calendar holder. Oh, I have one, but it's kind of, you'll laugh because it is ancient. It wasn't even called a pick stick then. It was by Quick Cuts, and it's called the Quicker Poker Picker Upper. And this thing is very sharp, very sharp. Thank you for the 2 people who hit like. I appreciate that. I can see that on my screen now. Okay, so there we go. That's the first one of these. Now, because I can't just do one thing, I mean, got all the stuff set up. Might as well do a couple more, right? So the one I'm going to show you now is just a simple Post-it note pad cover. And it's not going to have a calendar, and it's not going to have a space for your ink pen, but it's also a really quick and easy gift item that's fun to make. So Post-it notes are 3 inches. They're 3 inches wide. They're 3 inches square. So we don't want our, we don't want it to be too much larger than our Post-it note itself. Oh, here it is. I was like, I had some other paper for this project. See, I had the other stuff so nice and tidy, and now I'm getting to the, I just want to show you because it's fun. Because we're going to do these 2, and we're going to do the little ham it up guy. I don't know where he went. He disappeared on my desk. Oh, here he is. Here's the ham it up guy. He's so cute. So these are the elements we're going to use. We're going to use ham it up, white, electric lime is what this color used to be called, and a green. So we're going to cut this to 3.5 inches wide. And then we need 3.5, that's 7. And this Post-it note is not very wide. These Post-it notes are only about 1/4 of an inch. So we don't want it to be too wide. So let's just do this. We'll take, and we will score this at 3.5. Okay, we're going to go over here to 3.5. And then, oh, remember, run your finger along. It makes it easier to score. Then we're only going to do 1/4 of an inch to make room for our Post-it note. Okay. And then I'm going to look here, and I'm going to be like, okay, so we need this much. And then I'm going to fold it again here. Well, okay, there we go. Fold it again here. So then we're going to put this just like that. And we want to measure out 3.5 inches from that second score line. So here's our first one. Our second one is right there, and that's where we're going to cut this, because this one isn't going to do anything special. It's just going to fold. I can't see because my light is weird. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're going to put our green Post-it notes inside. Hopefully these will stick better than the other ones. Oh, the picker-upper tools with all the fun jewels. Oh, that would be lovely. I've seen those. I just don't have one. My friend Richard sent me what are they called? Crystal katanas one time, but he sent it in the summer, and it melted. All of the stuff oozed out, and I never did get to use it. All right, so this is going to be 3 1/8 is what I'm going for here on the front of this. Okay, we'll do 3 1/8, and then the next layer is just going to be the 3-inch layer. Always just leaving a little bit of a border around things, makes it look nicer. All right, right, so we're going to put the white on here. Barely art glue, glitter art glue, whatever you like that dries clear. And you also want to make sure that it's not going to warp your paper. So check when you're buying a white glue to do projects with. Read the reviews, because you don't want to get something that's like Elmer's and then you put it all over and then it warps your paper, because that ruins your project. Okay, there we go. Got that on there. We're gonna we're gonna get little Hammond up on here because he's adorable. And then I have this packet of words that are already pre-cut from different things. Well, most of them are. Okay, so let's see what we have on here that could go with this little. I like surprise. Surprise! That's cute. You're sweet. Enjoy. Winter. No, we don't want any more winter. Happy. Sure. What would be really good for him? I had take life one sip at a time. No. Anniversary. I think if you're giving your special someone an anniversary card with a pig on it, might not be your best plan. Smile. Let's do smile. Okay. So we're going to take the little piggy, and I can't help it. I want to pop him up. He's just so flat. So I'm going to use some of my tiny dots to pop him up. And these are not very tall, so he's not going to get caught on things. It's going to be okay. You love borders. Borders. Yeah, and Gina K has all those nice nesting dies, so you don't have to measure all those tiny little. I do have a wobble. As I get all excited. That's a better plan. I do have wobbles. Here they are. If anyone doesn't know what wobbles are, they're these little strings. Oh my goodness, Abraham, that's the best idea. Thank you. All right, I'm going to put down my smile. And Mr. Ham It Up, he's going to wobble. Yay for the wobbles. I don't know if you ever, if you're part of the SPTV community, you might have seen a card that I sent to Feral Cheryl. It's a squirrel, and I did it with diamond art. And its head wobbles. It's adorable. It is so stinking cute. She used to have it up on her shelf behind her, but she doesn't usually go live from home. She's usually out protesting. Okay, so get down, and I really take a few seconds to push these down so they don't come up, because they're so much fun once you get them on there. Okay, so here we go. I love this so much. All right, little piggy, let's see you wobble. Okay, there we go, everybody. This is how he goes. Oh, it's been a long week, and that just makes me happy to watch the little piggy wobble. So that would be super fun for someone to have on their desk and to just be able to watch the little piggy wobble. And inside is just plain Post-it notes. So we did 2 of these with the characters, and we did this one. And this is the one I was looking for to show you a few minutes ago. Hi, the crafting visage. I think that's how you say that. Welcome in. Just Post-it note, make the thing. So if you want to make it elegant, you want to use a wobble, you want to make it fun, all of those things. And then I have one more style of this to show you. And this is a pattern that I cut out from my Silhouette Studio. So it cut it out with this little loop, because the loop is where you're going to put your pen. So if you don't have a Silhouette machine and you want to try to make something like this, I can try to help you figure out the pattern to just cut it yourself. It wouldn't be too hard, but that's what that is. And then we are going to make a cover for the front of this one, and same size, I'm pretty sure, but let's double check before we cut things, because saves us paper that way. All right, so yeah, this is 3.5 by 3.5, but you can notice here that these have rounded corners. Oh, nice. Hello, Dawn. Nice to meet you, friend of Abraham's. Love meeting crafty people. All right, so let's cut this one to 3 1/4. That's 3 1/2. We'll go back a quarter. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now I'm going to show you something that really bothers me when people do this. When you put this on here, rounded corners, square corners. Don't do that. Don't do that. It looks silly. If you have a corner rounder, round your corners. It only takes a second. But we don't need to round all 4 corners because the top of this still has right angles. So there we go. We're going to put our first layer down. Okay. There we go. Now that's how we want that one to look. And then we're going to take one more character. Super Grover. I mean, really, how could you go wrong with Super Grover? Let's make sure everything's going to work okay. We put Grover there. We can still open our notebook. Yes, we can. But I want to show you something I'm going to do to the background of Super Grover. Okay. I honestly don't know if they even still make this stuff. This is left over from my Richard days. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, I'm talking about Richard Garay, G-A-R-A-Y, and he was the one who had Fun Stamper's Journey, and he had his own company after that. Tremendously crafty, and this is something he came up with. It's called Sparkle Silk, and so it's almost like what you get in a Wink of Stella, the clear ones. So get this, and we just do like this, and it's going to put so much sparkle on our card. And with Super Grover, I mean, he needs some sparkle. He needs some pizzazz. All right. So we'll move that, and I just did that so I didn't get it everywhere. See, that's right where Super Grover's going to be, and he's adorable. But he's also the really heavy chipboard. So let's make sure we use the sticky tape to hold him down. We don't want him flying off of our project later. If you buy name brand Post-its, the pads are a lot thicker than if you buy the cheap ones. So it just depends on what you're doing and who it's for, whether you want to spend that extra expense of getting the name brand Post-it notes. My husband got me some tonight, and they have lines. I had never seen Post-it notes with lines. So I love paper though, so I'm pretty excited. Oh, I know, Super Grover, isn't that right? Super Grover. And then we will take our name brand Post-it notes, and we will stick those down in here. And if you wanted to do a calendar, I would put the calendar right here. But I think for Super Grover, I'm just going to leave him like he is. And he is all ready. Really good for office worker gifts. You know, like people you work with and you need some kind of little gift, maybe for Valentine's Day or something. Just for fun. Costs less than $1 to make these. You can buy the pens at the Dollar Tree. Get a pack of 4 or 5 for $1.25. And it's just something cute. You can personalize them. I made these for all of the ladies in my leadership cohort and personalized them for each one. So let me, whoops, I zoomed out. Okay, there we go. Sorry, probably getting whiplash looking at my phone. There we go. Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you like this. And if you make some of these projects, send me a picture and show me. Yeah, Richard owned FSJ until all of that went down. Because I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And then I stopped doing that, and I went to FSJ, and I stayed at FSJ until they closed. And then I went with Richard, just kind of on his independent journey. Oh, oh yeah, we want to see the big bird standing up. There's a big bird standing up. I'll take a picture of him and put on the community page so you can see him. And yeah, then Richard had to do digital files for a couple of years after the whole FSJ thing. So I got really good at using digital files, and I will be showing some of those things about how to use digital files. We're going to do the Cricut. Still have to do how to do the napkin on a card. Buzz. Yeah, he's adorable, isn't he? And I like this big Heroes thing. I didn't have any of the soldiers, so I just went ahead and used him. with Buzz. Well, thank you everyone for joining me. If there's anything else you want to see me make, just let me know. I'm always happy to do it. I've been paper crafting for more years than I have not been paper crafting. So I am glad to share. And thanks for spending some time with me. Good evening.